Ooh, auto chaps, I'm Magical Mike, and this is Neverwinter. Yes, it's a free MMO that I've been messing around in recently, and I kind of enjoy. So I thought I would do a video on it, because why the hell not? Oh, I don't know what to say about this, really, but I just thought I'd start this outside. Look at this. Yeah, a lot of people are saying this game looks kind of bad. I don't know what to say about that. It doesn't look too bad on my screen, to me. I can see a lot of people's points, perhaps, but who knows. So this is gonna be a bit of a dungeon. It's a single-player instance sort of a quest at the moment, and I just enjoyed it last night, so that's what I'm gonna record.
I found Dorothea. She's alive, but trapped. Razad is on his way here, and I can't open these gates.
A lot of these things are voice acted as well. This guy's still gonna prattle on for a bit while I talk over him. You can disable this thing. I can also press that to dismiss. I don't know what I can press to dismiss. And there's merchants and things. I'm actually gonna buy some... Oh, I'm running low on kits. What should I buy? Jeez. Thievery kits, I think. Now this is a D&D game, so you're going to have a lot of numbers and things thrown at you. It's not completely true to D&D, so all this crap like isn't going to be in regular D&D. It's an MMO version, so you know, got all that sort of stuff. Can I inspect myself? I can. This makes it simpler. This is what people will see when they inspect my character. I'm basically a warrior. There's my backstory. You can write your own. Ooh. I haven't seen anyone else in the entire game yet who has written their own. If you're interested, you can pause and read that. And what I was going to show is these powers. I bought those kits because I have a skill based on the fact that I'm a fighter class. I have dungeoneering, which lets me do what it says right there. But I don't have access to thievery skill stuff, so I can't loot thievery specific things unless I have thievery kits. Or unless there's a rogue in the party, which there isn't because I'm solo with this healer bot thing that I have. So, how's the combat? Pretty fun, actually. I'm just gonna dive right in here and just smack things about. It feels really fun to just hit stuff in this game. You can see the crosshair. Oh dear. Let's just use my daily. I'm gonna get so sidetracked. It's unbelievable. That's a cool skill. So there's a crosshair in the centre of my screen. If you've ever played Guild Wars 2 with combat mod or combat mode, then you'll be familiar with this. It's basically, I can control target stuff. So if I hold control here and I move around, the camera centres on my thing that I have targeted, or I can just basically move the camera around like this and make everyone sick and dizzy, and oh, I won't do that anymore. So there's that. I have my at-will skills, so right now I'm holding left click and I will do this and do terrible damage. And if I like I also have a right click, which is this. It does a sweeping arc sort of a thing. It's better for AoE. I have my other skills here. That's a knockdown skill on my Q, a thing on my E which does a lot of damage, and leap, which I engaged with before. I also have my daily skills, although that's sort of confusing because they're not really daily. These action points, for me, class specific, I gain action points when I do damage, and when I use encounter powers, which are those Q, E and R skills, right? So when this thing fills up, I can use a daily power, which isn't daily, it's just whenever this fills up. I have Slam, which is what I used before, does a lot of damage and slows people, and I have Avalanche of Steel, which is probably the best name for an ability in any game ever, and it's a pretty good engage skill. I also have passives, Steadfast Determination, gain determination while I'm in combat, I'll talk about that in a minute, and Weapon Master, which gives me crit chance every time I hit stuff. I also have a Tab skill. You'll have noticed this bar on the left fills up when I'm in combat. When it hits about halfway, I can activate this with Tab, and it activates Unstoppable. This is determination. This is that, and this is that skill. There's a lot to take in, basically, but I have to explain this stuff so that you'll understand what's going on when I'm in combat. So this unstoppable basically makes me do more damage and gives me damage resistance while I've got it active. I've also got these powers and things in here. You put points in, skill trees, pretty complicated, but everything explains itself fairly well as you're leveling up. And here I have feats. So I gain more action points when I'm unstoppable, so I can use my dailies more and do more damage and all sorts of other stuff. But whatever. This is just the Great Weapon Fighter, which is I'd say the AoE damage class. I think I'd say that fairly confidently. You got the Rogue, which is your single target. I think they can do AoE. I haven't played a Rogue, but it's your main single target damage dealer. There was a guy behind there last time. Changing things up. But I am the AoE, so I can smack. Oh yeah, smack things about a bit. If I use my left click, it's more of a single target damage skill, and my right click's more of an AoE sort of a thing. He totally just blindsided me right there. So I'm just going to hit this guy for a bit. I also have a sprint, which is pretty much my dodge, except it's really slow. You can see the bar on my left has now built up, so I can go unstoppable if I want to, which currently I don't. I want to loot all that. That's cool. Fundamental lightning I need for crafting. Yes, there's crafting in this game, but it's not as good as Guild Wars 2. Let's jump in here, attack this crew, go unstoppable, which is pretty awesome. Knock you down, and you see my attacks are much faster when I'm unstoppable, and it looks cool, so it makes me happy. I can also sprint. You see the bar just above my action points goes down when I'm sprinting, and that is essentially my dodging. Here's one of those node things that I was talking about. Requires religion skill or kit to unlock. So clerics, yes, we have healers in this game. My companion over there, stood just back there for some reason, is a cleric, but I can't get this thing. They can open these for free, or I can use a kit which I don't have. And here's a puzzle, which was remarkably simple. The reason I chose to show this kind of a quest is because, for me, why is that respawned? I don't know. Let's smack these about. Hopefully I'll get enough action points out of this. I did. So the next fight I engage I'll do with my daily. My other daily, the one I didn't show before, Avalanche of Steel. What was I saying? Yeah, I chose to show this dungeon because there's a lot of stuff in here that isn't in previous quests that I've been in. This is a level what? Level 19 quest? You can read up on it here. There's just stuff that's happened. Yep. Sorry, I was confused for a second there. And a lot of the stuff in this dungeon hasn't happened previously. So like, there's generic go and kill X amount of mobs quests. But honestly, I've been having fun with this mostly because it isn't Guild Wars. And there's a lot of generic MMO stuff in here. And there's a lot of D&D style stuff here as well. Here's an unidentified item, for example. I can identify it, uses a scroll of identification to do so, and it gets this, which is exactly the same as what I'm currently using. So, whatever. You also notice the sparklies on the ground. If you're feeling lazy, then you can just follow them round and do whatever, or I can press Z and turn them off. But I'm feeling lazy, so I'm going to leave them on. Ah, yes. There's voice acting and cutscenes in this game as well, which is probably what we're going to see just now.
Stay back! It was a trap!
This isn't a trap, Joseph. It's an experiment! Now, kill your friends while I prepare my own transfer.
this guy was previously our friend, I'm going to engage this with my second daily, which basically makes me invincible for a few seconds and then comes down and knocks him down. It's pretty cool. Now there are red circles in this game, and you can avoid them by... Other classes have dodges. I have my sprint, which isn't a very good dodge ability, but you know what, I can do that. I can also just knock him down to get him out of it. I'm gonna go unstoppable here. And there's loads of ads coming. This is a bit of a boss fight, by the way, but you know, it's nothing I can't handle.
Don't kill him! Razan's controlling him!
I swear that was a bit buggy there. Get rid of this Gru, get rid of these guys, do some AoE. I like the combat in this game, and while dodging is similar to Guild Wars 2, for me I have the sprint. Other classes like the Rogue have just a proper dodge, the Cleric has a proper dodge, the Control Wizard has a proper dodge. You know, just a double tap and then you evade, you get evade frames, all that stuff. Standard mechanics. Pretty cool.
Don't worry about me. You must find Joseph. He fell into
Yeah, I'm just going to talk over these NPCs now, because whatever.
experiments. I'll be alright. Just please
The other character that I have is a level 16 Guardian Fighter, which is basically a tank. And it's a lot different to this character. It doesn't do nearly as much damage, and the bar to the left, instead of the thing that I have right now, which is determination, I can block on that character, which negates all damage, which is pretty handy. Oh look, my daily's up. Awesome. Get that damage out. Aberrant Slayer. There's achievements in this game, which just reminded me there. If I press Y... Ah, yes, if I press Y it brings up the Zen Market, which is the pay-to-win cash shop, which, honestly, I'm not going to mess with. If there's one problem that I do have with this game, it is that there is a cash shop, and it is just horrendously bad. For example, let's go... If you want a mount, for example, I actually would like a medium warg. I spelled warg wrong there. That's pretty funny. Or a grizzly. That would be pretty cool. 3,000 Zen though. That's pretty expensive. If you want to look up how much Zen is, be my guest. It's stupidly expensive. You can get Zen in-game with these things called Astral Diamonds. I only have 5,000 though, and I don't really know how to get that many of them. You can do dailies to get more of those, but whatever. I don't really approve, and I won't be spending any money on this. Which brings me to my point that I don't need to spend that much money. That much? None. I don't need to spend any money on this. Because I'm playing on my own. I don't really need to gear up all that heavily to stay in check with everybody and all that kind of stuff. And honestly, it doesn't matter. You'll see these Inferno Nightmare messages coming up as well on screen. Those are people who have paid a bit of money, and I can show you in fact. These lockboxes are basically this game's equivalent of the Black Line chests in Guild Wars 2, and I'm not going to be buying any keys. Because bugger that. I can't really get enough in-game currency reliably to be able to get Black Lion keys, so I'm saying screw it, I'm not going to bother. Yay, cleric. And my companion you get at level 16, and I just completed an assignment. Actually, I'll talk about the companion first. You get these at level 16, and you can choose between like DPS, wizards, cleric, a dog, just whatever you want really. You get your first one for free, and then you can pay 2 gold for the rest, so I've got 2 slots here that I can fill. And they're basically a bot that you can have follow you around. Makes the game a bit easier. Right now I'm DPS and cleric, DPS and healer, so works fine for me. I also got a mount at level 20. It's not great, but it was free, so again, whatever. And I'll talk about the crafting very briefly. If you've played any of these Perfect World games, you'll know exactly how these work. I'm just going to collect this result here. Mailsmithing. That's what I'm focusing on. I don't have enough charcoal, so I guess I'm going to gather some iron ore. Basically it requires a dude, which you get for free to start with, and the rewards are iron ore and XP. This is crafting. I choose a job, I put a guy in it, I press start, and that takes 10 minutes. A lot of these, like protect the caravan, I get a lot more stuff for it. Astral Diamonds there is a good example. But let's filter these. Let's sort them by the highest first. I could protect a caravan, which takes 2 hours. I could hire a new mercenary, which takes 18 hours. Ridiculous. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to sort by the lowest first. I'm going to gather more iron ore, because I need more. I need more! I need more! Yeah, I should have done... Never mind. And you level that stuff up, and you get more as you level up and things like that. Pretty standard, but you don't really need to stand still while you're doing it. They also advance as you're logged off, so that's nice as well. Yeah. There's a lot to this game. It gets more and more complex as you play. And that's another big thing as well. This thing is one of those things that I can interact with and get loot. For example, right there, I get an enchantment. Nice. But your nature kits have a chance to break. I think I'll show this boss fight. Linkletter is evolving. Or something like that. Let's just jump straight in. Use our daily. Knock him down, smack him about. And then let's flank him, so that my cleric gets combat advantage. Combat advantage is basically more damage. Let's just get out of there. Knock him down again. I'm a bit over leveled for this, as you can tell. I'm doing quite a lot of damage to this guy. But I've also got my sound turned down, so I can't tell if these guys are actually saying anything. So if I'm talking over cutscenes, then, well, there you go. What can you do?
Lost you.
Brilliant. I've totally forgotten what I was saying. If it was important, then remind me in the comments. I'll answer that question if you have it. And, yeah. Oh, max level 60, by the way. I'm level 21 right now. To give you an idea of what's going on. A lot of RNG in this game. A lot of bullshit that I don't like. But a lot of stuff that I do. And I think now I'm going to just skip to the end boss of this. Or if I find anything cool, then I'll show you that. Yeah, there you go. Because I picked this dungeon just because it's got this sort of stuff in. This isn't much of a puzzle. Ooh, I see a thing. A thievery kit. It's got stuff like puzzles in. That gave me iron ore. I need iron ore. That's pretty handy. Puzzles, jeez, keep getting distracted. And just stuff with the environment going on. A lot of cutscenes, a lot of story elements. There's not a whole lot of this that I've encountered so far, but this one stood out. So, that's why I picked it. There's a lot of different environments as well. I started this video outside because I wanted to show you that it's not literally just dungeons. There's a lot of open worldy sort of aspects as well to play in, and there you go. Actually, I think... I don't know why I just wasted that encounter power there. It'll be up before we know it. Yeah, actually we're right back where we started. So, I've pretty much just gone in a big loop and unlocked a shortcut, sort of. This is where we found Linkletter to begin with, and I went off to the right there. Now Sparkles are telling me to go right, but I know for a fact that that's not the right idea. Actually, I want to be going up the stairs. Think of the sparkles like a bad sat-nav. They redirect you quite often and just make odd decisions. There's a lot of secrets and things in this game. You gotta look quite hard for them. If you're just following the lines, then you're gonna miss stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of exploration and things like that. Look at that. Look at that. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna take a screenshot of that. Yeah. I goofed. I was supposed to knock him down there. Oh, you can't move in combat. I should have made that more obvious. So like right now I'm holding left click. You can hear me tapping my skills. I can't move. You basically just need to let go of the attack button. So you can hit a few times, move, get hit, knock him down. I can activate my unstoppable. So he's going to try and knock me down here, but I'm unstoppable, so I completely negate that. So I can move in combat if I'm just careful. So I got behind him there because he's slow. And there you go. You can technically move in combat if you're being careful. So you can hit, move. You know, you get the idea. I should have probably mentioned that much earlier. Right here as well, the sparkles are telling me to go off that way. But there's a secret chamber here. I don't know if I turn these off. No, that's still fairly obviously an interactable thing. So I'll open that. You might have missed that. You know, if you're not paying attention, you might have missed it. I also just picked up the Crone's Staff, which is used in Quest. Who knows? We'll find out soon, though. I can open this door. And fight some soldiers. Be careful not to get surrounded in this game. If you've got a guy behind you, like the soldier behind me right now, this guy, combat advantage works in the enemy's favour as well. Or just suppressing a burp right there. That's lovely. I'm sure you all want to know that. Combat advantage can be in the enemy's favour as well, so you need to be careful of that. Don't get surrounded. Sweet. That was a secret right there. Again, another one of those reasons that I would show you this. Now here's a dungeoneering thing and here's a big spider, so let's kill it. Jeez. There's a dungeoneering thing next to me. Because I am I just jumped into that AoE. Because I'm a guardian, a great weapon fighter, I can interact with that because I have the dungeoneering skill. Now normally, if I wasn't this class, or a guardian fighter, I would have to spend a kit to interact with this, but I can do this for free and get some useful stuff. Iron ore again, I need that, that's handy. Anything else down here? Nope, I don't think I've missed anything. So let us continue onwards. So we've come to this dead end, and basically, you know, there's stuff here, but if you'd come here without wandering off to the other end of the room, and you wouldn't have found these items. So I found one in the secret room, I just found one there, and basically I have, I think, all the items necessary here? Nope, I missed the Mother's Cornucopia, so I need to place that in there, place that one there. Again, not exactly a difficult puzzle, but it's switched up slightly. So that's good. And now they're throwing enemies at me while I'm doing the puzzle. Let's hopefully... yeah. Let's get rid of these guys. Again, these puzzles are very simple, but these are some of the first that I've encountered. And there's been a hidden switch here and there in the old dungeons, but you know, that was probably one of the first proper puzzles I've encountered. This book, by the way, you can interact with these and get lore. I keep pressing Y when I keep meaning to press J. I'm even looking at my keyboard when I do it. And you can read all this stuff if you want. There's a lot of lore in this game, which is good because it's a D&D game. What else? Puzzles? Yes, things are getting more and more difficult, more and more mechanics introduced. As I level up, I'm sure at level 60 things will be much more difficult and more interesting. And yeah, we've moved on slightly. And we've come to the final boss of this little raidy instancey thing, so I'm gonna show you this. Spoilers, this guy's evil. Let's knock him down before he... Nope, let's not knock him down. Let's activate the daily though. Could probably get out of this. Nope, I can't. Maybe if I'm faster, I'll be able to. So this boss fight's easy, right? There's nothing to it. Oh god. I had to say words, didn't I? Also, ads. Yeah, I can get out of his AoE if I'm fast enough. There's threat and tanking and things in this game. It's not quite like Guild Wars 2. Let's just get out of the way of that. Okay, let's not. I wonder if I can just run under his legs. I'm gonna use a potion though. Yes, there's health potions in this game. Let's knock him down. He's immune to knockdowns. That is good to know. Get out of the way of his breath attack. Ah, that attack seems to be a sweep. Let's try and get under his legs. You can! There you go. I've learnt something new about this fight. Now, I know he's immune to these attacks. Oh dear. No, I do have enough time to get out of the way of that. I know he's immune to these knockdowns, but the encounter powers that I have still do more damage than my auto attacks anyway, so I'm going to keep using them. If you're leaping, I just found out, if I'm leaping, I am not immune to damage, so you can still hit me while I'm in mid-air. My daily's back up, so I'm going to activate that and just do a lot of damage. A lot of AoE damage as well. It's pretty good. And we should kill him now. Yeah. I've heard that line somewhere before. Flame Legion. Just look there. And there you go, that's pretty much the dungeon. Don't know how much of that's going to stay in. You get some treasure at the end. Pretty cool. And obviously my quests, I'm going to get a whole bunch of stuff for turning this in. That is pretty much Neverwinter in a fairly large nutshell. I'm going to leave you with my favourite emote. Yeah! Thanks for watching, and I'm going to continue playing this game now. So I'll see you guys next time!